Hi everyone, Stu here, Stu Cully Photo Services, and I just thought I would do a quick video showing what happens when a film holder gets caught into a Flextight scanner. So this is a 949, haven't been used in a little while, but as it's a drum scanner or virtual drum scanner, what happens is the flexible holder, these come in various different lengths, and in this particular case, sometimes what can happen is the scanner can appear to consume not only the holder, but also your film, and it can get lost inside. In order to show you how that happens, I'm going to deliberately lose a holder inside. So first of all, I'm going to plug the scanner in. I'm connecting it to my MacBook Pro. So I'm actually using a Firewire 400 to 800 cable that goes into the back of the scanner. I try and make sure that I plug it in really cleanly to make sure I don't inadvertently plug the scanner in the wrong way around. I then have the power supply cable just down here that goes into the scanner. The USB-C adapter plugs into my laptop. Okay, that's fine. And I switch the scanner on. During this moment, what you notice is that you get some lights come on the front. That just shows that the scanner is going to be initializing itself. And it makes lots of whirly noises. The whirly noises should be quite nice and smooth unless it needs a service. So then what I'm going to do is launch FlexColor. FlexColor will come up and it will show preview, and if the scanner is due a service, it will also indicate that a service is due. So normally the biggest gotcha, the reason why one of these holders gets caught, is on the front of the holder there is a barcode. As the scanner feeds the holder in, the barcode is read, so it can automatically detect the holder. Now, it is possible to switch this auto detect off. If you switch auto detect off, then the scanner doesn't know what holder is being used, and therefore it is possible for it to get jammed inside. So to demonstrate, I'm going to go over here. Within FlexColor, I'm going to select Auto. So little A, click, Auto is now selected. If I take this film holder, this is an X-Pan size film holder. If I take that, pop that into there, and I just say within the software preview, it's now preparing to do a scan. It should run through the first step where it will detect the holder. So it's identifying the holder. It now knows in this case that it is a 24 by 65 millimeter holder. The holder then gets drawn in and it will produce a preview. My piece of film actually hasn't been inserted yet. Same thing goes for a longer strip holder. I'm going to place this one. You slide it up until it's gripped within the tongue feeder. Again, auto detect, the little A symbol is clicked on, and I press preview. It will start out by saying that it's identifying the holder. It knows that this is a 24 by 36 times 6 holder because, again, this holder has a different barcode. The problem comes when you switch auto detect off. Now, why would you switch auto detect off? The reason is because it will save a little bit of time because the scanner doesn't have to detect the holder, so it saves a tiny little bit of time. And sometimes a custom holder doesn't come with a barcode, and therefore you have to manually tell it what film holder it is. So in this particular case, I'm going to switch auto detect off. It still says 24 by 36 times 6. I press preview and it should do a preview scan. So it is expecting to see a long holder go in, draws everything in, it carries out a preview scan and comes back in again. 9 times out of 10, or probably even more, the problem occurs when I've left flex color, knowing that it's going to be using a long holder, but I'm actually going to use a shorter holder, something that is physically shorter, bearing in mind that the scanner pulls the holder in on a drum. So I'm going to put the shorter holder in. This time I'm going to place, this is an old damaged roughneck. I'm going to pop this into here. And I can use the illuminated light just to help me to line things up. I'm not worried that that's overlapping. So if I leave auto detect switched off, but I inadvertently set the frame to 24 by 36 times 6, then the scanner is expecting to see a longer holder. Therefore, when I press preview, it's going to draw it in. It doesn't realize that it's a shorter holder and it disappears. You might hear lots of clanking, horrible noises. It's made lots of groaning noises. The first thing to do really is switch it off at the scanner. Don't panic. Don't go into a tug of war. Just switch it off at the scanner. Then what I find is I then have to quit flex color, because flex color will be completely confused by switching the scanner off. So the scanner is now switched off. So this is where we have to retrieve our holder. So first of all, I tend to switch or unplug the firewire cable from the computer, and then I go around to the back. I disconnect the firewire cable from the back of the scanner and the power cable from the back of the scanner. The reason I do that is because I now have to lay the scanner onto its back. If I didn't do it, I'm going to risk bending the port and damaging the port, which can cause masses of damage to the firewire bus. I'm going to lay the scanner onto its back. This. Then just go and grab a tool. So underneath here we have 4 screws. They are they have an Allen key or hex key fitting. It's a 2.5mm fitting, which this little Allen key here, normally they shouldn't be over tightened, so I should be able to place it in, unscrew each of those. This is a Flextight 949, so inside I'm expecting to see the drum. I'm also expecting to see a condenser lens and the lamp. So I'm going to lift this cover off. I can just balance it there for a moment. And inside, I've actually got the film holder visible. So I'm going to continue to rotate the drum carefully. I can actually see that the negative is dragging over the lamp. So this potentially could cause a burn mark in a lamp. And I'm going to just unfeed the film holder, bring it out and make sure the negative is still there. Then I'm going to manually wind it back just to the top, and I'm going to have a little bit of a look just to try and make sure that there's nothing actually sitting directly on the lamp or on the condenser lens. When I get round almost to the top, I then find the base again. This one does need a service. It's got a rubber foot missing, can make it wobble around and potentially damage the quality of the scan. I put that on, and then I reinsert the 4 2.5mm machine screws. It's important in my mind to not over tighten the screws, because they're steel screws going into aluminium. You can sometimes get a little bit of surface corrosion, and that can make them really tight to undo next time you need to get in here. So I never tend to use the Allen key in that fashion, because there's just too much leverage. I find just doing this, a little bit of a nip is plenty. If you use a good quality hex key, you shouldn't damage the screw either. So now I'm going to stand the scanner back up again. They're quite heavy, so make sure you've got a good hold of it first. So firewire cable back in. Again, just ensuring that it's the right way round. Mains cable back in. I'm going to plug the USB-C adapter to firewire cable back in. Let the door drop open. Switch the scanner back on. What should happen is, assuming it wasn't really badly jammed, the drum should find its home position. Sometimes what can happen when they are jammed multiple times is that the belt can become stretched or damaged, and the quality of the belt, the condition of the belt, is incredibly important to the quality of the scan. If the belts are starting to fail or become too worn, what can happen is you can have rainbow stripes within your scan. So the scanner has now found start position. Remembering what caused the problem, I'm going to relaunch FlexColor. I'm now going to take my negative, mount it in the holder, insert it back again. I normally try to avoid cleaning the negative while it's on the light table. This is because if I were to use a rubber blower or canned air, blowing like this can cause dust to slide and go straight in and on top of the lamp or on top of the condenser lens. Within FlexColor, I ensure that I definitely am using auto detect. I then say preview, and what it should be doing is FlexColor should now be preparing to detect which film holder is in use. So it's now saying identify holder. It's drawing the negative on the holder into the scanner, and in just a moment it should come back out again. Assuming there's been no damage done to the belts, you can carry on as normal. I hope that helps. These things sometimes do happen. At the best of times, these scanners can be quirky, but they still are very capable of amazing results. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully there'll be another video soon. Thank you. Bye.